Stephen R. Covey's book, 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, highlighted being proactive, and I wanted to talk about that today. Being proactive is kind of embodied by Victor Frankl, who is a Holocaust survivor. He realized in a concentration camp that the last freedom human beings have is the freedom to choose a response to a situation, which basically means there's a gap between stimulus and response. So with animals, there's no gap. They have a stimulus and they respond without thinking. Now humans can do the same thing, except being proactive means you put thought in between the two. Now what putting thought in between the two does, it means you can take a situation where you would normally respond angrily, and you can respond happily. You have any number of choices on how to respond. It's a choice. Whereas if you're not proactive, you're run, I guess, by this collective memory of humanity, or this script that you've run through so many times, and that's how you respond to everything. So that's how you respond to this. Now, in animals, the stimulus response can be seen like with Pavlov, who did the ringing a bell, and the dogs would salivate, and because he'd give a mistake, but then he just rang the bell, and the dogs would salivate, kind of like, or it's exactly what Jim did in The Office to Dwight, giving him a mitt every time he booted up the computer. So then Jim booted up the computer with the sound like, and Dwight wanted a mitt instantly, just like that. But Dwight's not a dog. And being proactive is a counter to determinism, which there's 3 types of determinism: genetic, psychic, and environmental. And what it says is basically your reality is determined by, not you, but either your genetics, how you were raised, so nature, nurture, or the environment that you're in, so like your boss or the weather, who knows. Now, determinism is sound, like, you can argue it and it makes sense. And honestly, if you're gonna be proactive, like, it's only because you watch this video and that's all determined by like how you grew up and screw it and everything. So being proactive is part of determinism, you could argue, but whatever, it's way better. So proactive means you can choose your response. Try it out. And check out Stephen R. Covey's book, because it's really good. And I'm going to read it again and again. I've only read it once, but it's definitely worth reading more than once, so you can get an actual idea of what he's talking about. Anyways, I will see you guys later. Peace. Have a beautiful day. Breathe deeply. And take what life gives you. Okay. See you guys.